It's millionaires versus billionaires, and I can't believe these players being so selfish and costing us fans. Let's actually break down what happened with this lockout. Somehow the players are getting a lot of blame online for what's going on, but we need to actually take a deep look into how this even began in the first place. While fans are bringing up players like Juan Soto, who just turned down $350 million, that's the 10% of players that are actually making millions upon millions of dollars. The collective bargaining agreement is trying to help those players who are the other 90% that are making league average to just above. Smiley happy Rob Manfred said, "Over the last 5 years, it's been really difficult for baseball." Even though for the last 17 years, Major League Baseball has set record profits each season. And while yes, there are some players who are absolutely overpaid, the owners are not shelling out a lot of money. You could take teams like the Cleveland Guardians as a huge example. Paul Dolan is the fourth wealthiest owner in all of baseball. Yet the Cleveland Guardians' total salary is less than what Mike Trout makes in a season. But the Guardians are one of the most lucrative teams in baseball. Sure, a cap floor and a cap ceiling would be awesome, but we need to take this actually back even further to when the lockout began. At 35 seconds past midnight, Rob Manfred put out a press release bashing the players for the lockout. So before negotiations even began, the lockout started in bad faith. Here's what's even crazier. The owners and their mouthpiece Rob Manfred waited 42 days to begin negotiations. They imposed the timelines in which Major League Baseball and the Players Association could not meet. So in the last 14 days of negotiation, the MLB multiple times sent only one negotiator. They waited 42 days to begin negotiations, and then, in a time crunch, were upset about the results. Major League Baseball used their typical mouthpiece like John Heyman to put out information that they were close to a deal at midnight the day before. But the next day they said the players changed their tune, while failing to mention that in the 11th hour of negotiations they added new pieces like a pitch clock, banning the shift, bigger bases in 2013, while also never budging from their actual financial terms that they had before. And maybe this would be surprising if old smiley Rob Manfred wasn't the commissioner of baseball. The same Rob Manfred that when he was criticized for his discipline, or lack thereof, of the Astros cheating scandal, called the World Series trophy just a piece of metal. The same Rob Manfred that on the final day of negotiations was practicing his golf swing in the stadium and not negotiating with players. The same Rob Manfred who was smiling ear to ear about canceling games. That's the commissioner of baseball. That man right there. The mouthpiece for the owners to negotiate with the major league players. And that's his reaction. Does he really have invested interest in baseball? Probably not. But we're supposed to believe that the players are the ones acting in bad faith, right? Even though that this was a self-imposed lockout by the owners. And because it was a self-imposed strike, it could be lifted at any moment. They just won't do it. You want me to think the owners actually care about baseball and its people? There's about 40,000 minimum wage stadium workers that are about to lose their job. Pay their way still.